Yes.
Yes, yes.
Good afternoon, sir. First of all, thank you for being with us, and greetings from the IIFM family. You have just mentioned in your presentation that like a software is keeping track of sustainability at UPL right now, and keeping in mind about the like recent AI development and revolution, do you find that sustainability professionals will even be relevant to the industry, or we are already fighting a losing war? That's my first question, sir. And the second question, I would like to say that. You have already spearheaded the preparation of the water master plan of LNG project and refineries while working for Shell in Amsterdam back in 2006, if I'm not wrong. And can you please elaborate about their recent backtracking and like greenwashing tendencies regarding the sustainability issues? Because in 2022, even Shell produced nearly 504 million barrels of crude oil and LNG. So don't you think companies like them or ExxonMobil even still not questionable in terms of sustainability? And like how can we tackle this kind of issues?
Right. So I think your these two questions are very valid question. But yes, answer is also lying in your question. Coming to your first, and then come on the second. First, your question about the sustainability data tracker, and then your apprehension that whether the sustainability professional will be relevant or they will find more opportunity because of sustainability data tracker. There will be job loss. This is your question?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes. So, see, I am in this profession, and we have developed sustainability data tracker in-house at UPS. And whatever my team is, before this data tracker, we hired more people after bringing the data tracker. Actually, uh, we should not see that there is a conflict between human employment and the advancement in the technology. And I can give you only example. Then when I was in a school, maybe um, uh, in 1984, 85, at that time Rajiv Gandhi became Prime Minister of India. And 85, I happens to be in Delhi school. In CBSE, I was reading. And we were getting a lot of hue cry that Rajiv Gandhi was pursuing that let's bring computer in India. And opposition was saying and making hue cry that when computer will come, then there will be unemployment. And at that time, I was in a school, so we also think like that. It is very bad. If computer will come, then there will be unemployment. But today, see how computer have changed the face of entire world, including India, and how much extra employment get generated. Today, I feel that because of computer and IT, maximum employment is coming from the IT sector. TCS, Infosys, and all these companies have taken a lot of. So I think same way I can say that this sustainability data tracker or the technology, they enable the people to do, and human being cannot be replaced by all these things. And sustainability professionals will even find more and more employment because of this. Because when the people will start implementing this data tracker, then it is the sustainability professional who will make this data tracker, who will run this data tracker, and who will make applicable in the company. So I think there is a no threat, and absolutely no threat, and even it will enhance the sustainability professional employment. Second thing to your question, sale. So I have worked at Cell. So some time back, I happens to be employee of Cell company, and there also the apprehension work. When I joined Cell at Amsterdam, then during introduction talk, they given me like all company, they given me T-shirt and one bag of Cell. And on my T-shirt, Cell logo was there, and on my computer bag, Cell logo was there. And I like it because that logo is very beautiful. But what sale people told me during introduction, that while traveling internationally at airport, don't wear t-shirt, don't carry this bag. So then we asked why. Then they told that sometimes some protest happens, some people used to attack also when they see that you are a cell employee or bearing cell logo. So why I asked, then they told me that there are several NGO, they do the protest because we are doing the oil exploration, we are in the fuel business, so they. But see, here my answer is this, that actually to do the development, we have to do the balance. And at the beginning, I told you that in sustainability, we follow three dimension approach. We give weightage to environment dimension, we give weightage to social dimension, but at the same time, we give weightage to economic dimension also. And without balancing between economic dimension, social and environment dimension, you cannot achieve the sustainable development. So I think, but yes, I also at the same time agree that the company, oil company, have bigger responsibility, especially the company like Shell, where I have also worked. It is one of the largest multinational company of world, and they should have more responsibility, and they should do more work in decarbonization. They should do more work to address the climate change situation. So that I agree. But there is a other aspect also. We should not go on outrightly criticizing this oil company. At the same time, we should not go outrightly criticizing the software.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ashutosh, you can ask the question.
Oh, yeah. Sir, I have a follow-up question. You talked about balance between the social, economic, and environmental domain. So there is, as such, there is no measurement or there is no way to quantify these dimensions. Like economic dimension can be measured in monetary terms, while the social and environmental are different. So in order to make a balance, my first question is what should be the proportion and how exactly we are going to quantify that social domain is 33% and environmental domain is 26%. How do you give that number and how do you quantify the contribution of those domains?
So there this corporate management of sustainability came in picture, and in corporate, this is the responsibility of every CSO, nowadays Chief Sustainability Officer happen, and it is the responsibility of a board also to balance between this. So how we do, I can share with you right now practically how we are doing. So every corporate used to identify 3-4 KPI in each dimension. So like in environment dimension, you can have a KPI to reduce the environment footprint. So may you can take target that like at UPL, we have taken target that by 2025, from 2020 baseline, we will reduce carbon 25%, we will reduce waste disposal 25%, and we will reduce water 20%. So like that one KPI you make in environment dimension, that how you will reduce your environment footprint. So this becomes short term. Long term, you set science-based target. Like at UPL, we have set by 2034, we will reduce 64% carbon emission from 20 baseline. And long term is by 2040, we will achieve carbon neutrality. So this is environment. Then come to the social. Under social, you put KPI like attrition rate. You put that our attrition rate will be not more than 5% or 7%. You set a target under safety that my LTIFR should be less than 0.5. Our fatality should be 0. That will be on safety. Just broader, I am saying. Maybe some other KPI can be also set. Similarly, you can set customer satisfaction index. That so much is the customer satisfaction index must be there. Then under governance, yes, there should be economic parameters. So those corporate is already doing always become the profitable, because if you are not a profitable organization, then you cannot sustain. So I think like this, we capture the KPI, and you try to track those KPI and work in a balanced way. You have to achieve the carbon neutrality also. So you should pursue the decarbonization plan. You have to take care of employee also. So safety should not be get compromised. Attrition rate should be very, very low. And community should accept your operation wherever you are operating. And the economic aspect is that you should must have profitable. If your organization is not creating profit, then you cannot sustain.
Sir, I just wanted to confirm, is it that we, based on the KPIs in the three domains, we make a score for those domains, like we make a score for environment, social and economic, and uh, after that we make a composite score. Is it the way that you're talking about balancing those things and quantifying it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for answering the question.
Anyone else has any question?
Sir, Nanath Kashyap from uh, 25 SM25. I would like to ask the question that how can we advocate for greater climate financing for, say, the agriculture, chemistry, and forestry industries, considering you just mentioned that such a little financing actually goes towards these industries, which contribute to 30% of the carbon emissions. And so, like, what kind of policy should we advocate in corporate forums for to achieve this particular climate financing goal?
Right. So just to correct you, I am not saying that 30% emission happen. I told that today we have a very biggest issue worldwide, climate change. And if you want solution of climate change, then forest and agriculture offer 30%, more than 30% solution. They don't create the problem, but they offer more than 30% solution. So you can get solution from forest and agriculture for the climate change more than 30%. Now, I told that if you look at the climate finance, today world community is allocating finance to address the climate change. They allocate to the this forest and agriculture less than 3%. So I think there they need to increase finance, and we feel that the allocation should be approximately 30%, because 30% solution is coming, and there is a lot of work can be done in forest and in agriculture, especially in agriculture. See, if you see the forest and agriculture, then how they are contradicting, because today we have pressure of supplying more and more food. So it is our STG, second STG is zero hunger. So that compel to provide food for all. And it is possible only by agriculture, because 80% food comes from the agriculture. And when we will enhance the agricultural field, then there will be deforestation. So what we can do, we can increase the productivity. We should invest the money on the technology, and we should try to increase the productivity such that within the a smaller piece of land, we can produce more and more production. And at the same time, today, if you see the loss in the agricultural field, there happens to be a lot of loss because of insects, because of drought, because of several climatic conditions. Our agricultural productivity go on decreasing, and then you require more and more land. So what we should do, we should allocate proper resources such that we can have a good technology, good product which farmer can use, and they should produce maximum yield, maximum productivity. In a small piece of land, they can produce maximum food, and I think by that way we can offer the solution. So it is very broader area. I cannot explain in just 1 or 2 minutes, but just I am giving a hint that yes, more and more resource allocation is required for the forest and agriculture, because they offer more than 30% solution to climate change.
Nilesh, you can ask your question.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. And first of all, I'm sorry, sir. Excuse me for not switching on the camera due to some unavoidable reasons. So, sir, my question is, like you mentioned that we should not be implementing ZLD for all the plants due to constraints like it will consume a lot of energy, and you definitely proved that with statistics. But the other point is, you also mentioned that only like 3% of climate finance is going to the agricultural sector, and more than 30% is we are getting from it. So, sir, suppose if we are not implementing ZLD, so the consented quantity or the discharge that is going out through the industries will ultimately lead to eutrophication in the land of the areas, which or the water will be used for the irrigation purposes. So ultimately, that even if we invest 3% that is of the climate finance in the agriculture sector, even that money will be of no use. So what will be the parlay between these two situations? Like, how can we tackle this problem?
Right. So see here, I think here also some correction is required. This is myth that when we will do the ZLD, then only we will protect the environment from the water pollution. I tell you, this is myth. Actually, what good practice is that you do the wastewater treatment, and there is a set a standard that all the pollution load you bring within the standard discharge limit, and then you can discharge, there will be no problem. And what I told, that if you see deep sea discharge facility, then our industry which are in the coastal area, you can go in Gujarat and at Bharuch, Panoli, Ankleshwar, Jagadia, you will find thousands of industry. Those all are at coastal area. And we have very good deep sea discharge system. Means inside 10 kilometer deep, we have developed the pipeline, and then we are discharging our wastewater there. And we are not saying that you send any kind of pollution without treatment. We are saying that there is certain standards which has been set scientifically by the government, that you bring BOD less than 30, you bring COD less than 250 ppm, you bring TSS less than 100 ppm, you should must have neutral pH. So there are 10 to 13 parameters. You achieve it after treatment and then send to the disposal into deep sea. Why they are saying that do the ZLD? ZLD means you are evaporating all the water. Means you are huge energy consumption happen, and huge salt which create load on the landfill sites, and also a huge amount of money get invested out of it. So capital cost, operating cost also happens to increase. So techno-economically, both way, it is not good and the feasible practice that I told. But however, if those area which are landlocked area and there is no disposal facility available, then ZLD is very good. And there we should adopt the ZLD. Similarly, if you have a water scarcity problem and no water is available, then ZLD offer the solution for those things. So our request is this only, that don't make mandatory everywhere. Don't say blindly that ZLD is mandatory. Just see the case. If it is good, then yes, make ZLD mandatory. If it is good other way, like treat the wastewater, dispose into deep sea, and that offered best solution, then adopt those practices. So I think this was my narrative of my presentation.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It's already 6:15, so if you permit, can we take two more questions or?
Yes. You can
Okay,
take.
so Rahul, you can ask the question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for delivering the lecture. First of all, I'm so sorry for not opening camera because of bandwidth issues. So my question is related to the agriculture sector, sir. Like we are talking about sustainable agriculture. So like 5 days before there was one article like we are procuring wheat from Russia. Even we are using these all fertilizers, and we are 140 crore people living in the India. So how we are going to transform from without using the fertilizer, how we are going to move toward a sustainable agriculture? Because if we are not, because even though we are using these pesticide and all, and still we are struggling to fulfill the needs of our people. So if we gradually want to shift to the organic farming, how what is going to be the path, sir? How these industry or the government, what is the role of government and the industry in this?
Uh, so I think I will not comment that what policy came for China, but yes, broader your question is on organic farming and this pesticide. So there, yes, the world community want to move toward a natural farming, organic farming, and that is good also for the health and world community. But at the same time, we have to see that whether that is offering the best solution or no. Because at this moment, our farmers are under pressure. They have two pressure. One pressure is that they should produce more and more production from same set of land. So they should must have to increase the productivity and yield. So this is one pressure. At the same time, they have economic pressure also, because their affordability is also not very high, and it is social responsibility of world community also, that food is very basic necessity, and we should not increase the price so high. So I think we have to see the balance, and if we able to produce, if we will able to do more production with the organic farming or natural farming, then that is very good case, and that should must be done. But I think it's not happen. So why they use fertilizer, they use pesticide to produce, to enhance the production and yield. So I think here also, like sustainability, we have to balance in between, and this is the responsibility of companies also, to bring various organic pesticide fertilizer. Like at UPL, what we did in 2019, we did a very big acquisition, Arista. And after Arista acquisition, today UPL has become number one in biological. So we have the pesticide solution not from the chemical but from biological. So we have one natural plant protection, NPP, and we are offering various solutions naturally. And today we are number one in biological worldwide. So I feel that it is responsibility of companies to look different technology, different innovation, and move toward that. But yes, we have to do the balance. We cannot say that day one, or we will do only natural farming, only natural organic pesticide, we will achieve the sustainable farming. I think it's not possible. Phase wise, we have to work, and we have to see slowly that how we can achieve our wish.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Vikas, you can ask the question.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your such an informative session. Uh, Sir, my question is that as you talk about the sustainability data tracker, so somewhere it's like a threat in the future for the sustainable managers. This is my first question. And the second one is that what kind of skills that we require to if somebody wants to work at the grassroots level. So from what kind of thing that we should taken into account, and what kind of skills we are required.
So I think to your first question, there is no threat of sustainable manager from the software or sustainability data tracker, and I have well clarified it. Second thing, that what set of people required. So I think there are several area for the sustainability professional. They required in government, they required in consultancy, they required in corporate. So everywhere sustainability professionals, even NGO also required sustainability professionals. Even you will surprise the bank investors today. I used to talk with our investors, and when I discuss with investors, then I found that they have more experts, sustainability expert, than us. And you
Right.
will find a lot of job opportunity in the bank and investing company, and they are paying very well also. And huge requirement is there in those sectors. So coming to the skill, see, for sustainability professionals, today market is looking that they should be updated knowledge. Like I told you that they should be familiar with the sustainability data tracker softwares. So they should able to run the software, they able to understand how the software can be used to take the data. Second is they should be very well aware with the ongoing environmental issues like global warming, Paris Agreement on climate change. They should be familiar with decarbonization, and sustainability professional required to have a skill to make decarbonization plan.
Yes, sir.
Because the moment you will land in any company or any organization will look on you that how you are going to provide the solution for the all environmental issue, and how you will balance between social, economic, and environmental interest. So for sustainability professional, one thing is very important, that you don't become environment professional. There is a difference between environment professional and sustainability professional. Environment professionals only look one dimension, environment dimension. And to protect environment, they used to implement idea, project, and all the thought. But from sustainability professional, we expect that yes, environment is very important. You should must protect the environment, but at the same time, you should must have knowledge of social dimension. You should must have knowledge of economic dimension. And the main criteria in the corporate world today is that we try to assess that whether this person will able to balance between the environment, social, and economics or no. If you are not able to balance, then you are not a sustainability professional. So I
Yes.
think that a skill is very important. And also you should link that how even environment and social dimension are beneficial for the company. Like one example I tell you, when I drive the environment footprint reduction inside UPL, then we set target that we will reduce 30% environment footprint. And when we achieve it, then everyone was thinking that, okay, it's socially very good. But then I told, no, it is economically also very good. Because when we reduce our water footprint, so we save water bill. When we reduce carbon emission, we saved energy bill. When we reduce waste generation, we saved waste disposal bill. And at UPL, we achieve, when you translate into monetary benefit, it was 45 million US dollar saving out of water, carbon and waste bill. Similarly, when I was at Unilever, and there we decreased 50% environment footprint. So in Unilever, we have calculated that 100 million US dollar saving was there out of decrease of water bill, carbon, energy and the waste bill. So I think sustainability professionals must have a scale to uh, propagate all these ideas that how environment is beneficial for the business, how social acceptability is important. Like one example I can tell you, Vedanta at Tuticorin. In Tuticorin, everything was fine, but because of community protest, entire unit gets shut down. Now you see how social acceptance is very important for the company for becoming sustainable. So I think sustainability professional require to have a skill to balance between economic, social, and environment dimensions.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
And also very important that tomorrow, if you people will go in corporate, then you have to convince the management that yes, I am going to lead the agenda of environment, I am leading the agenda of social, but it is not different than your economic interest. It is going to full your economic interest. And when you will able to pursue this to the top management, then you will be a successful sustainability professional, as well as it will be in the interest of company also, it will be in interest of community also.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I think it's time to wrap up the session.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, on behalf of all the IIFM student, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for sparing your precious time from your busy schedule to grace this informative event. Today, we had the wonderful opportunity to learn from your experience, and I'm sure this is definitely going to help us in our future endeavors. We look forward to having more such meaningful interactions with you. So, once again, thank you so much, sir, for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Mritunjay. I mean, it being Saturday, it's a day to relax, and you accepted a request and generously, spent almost close to 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 30 minutes more than what we had actually, expected, and answered all the queries. And I'm sure, he has given very, very nice perspective on, how the corporates must look at sustainability in an extremely holistic manner. In this batch also, we have, a lot of students who actually belong to agriculture background. And some of them might have actually got excited to look for interning opportunities with the UPL. And I would, only request you that if you could also help us out with that and guide us in terms of, how do we reach out to UPL to seek some of the interning opportunities for these sustainability postgraduates. That would be very nice of you. I mean, if you could help us in that direction as well.